What's going on, soul family? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. I hope you guys are doing amazing. It's going to be a collective general reading. It's not going to resonate for everyone. As always, please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Always trust your intuition above anything that I say, and above that, trust your connection to the Most High. Alright, I appreciate you guys so very much for the likes, shares, subscribes, comments, donations to help the channel, y'all, but in general, for being here, for being you, and for showing up, alright? For the love, the community, and the support. Let's just get in here and see what's going on. I don't really feel like, I don't really know how I'm gonna read this, so get comfortable and we'll see what happens here. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Holy Ancestors, what is going on with this energy, please? Okay. Three of Swords reversed, Page of Pentacles reversed. Thinking that we understood our pain in a particular way. We learned of pain in the past, okay? We learned of pain, we learned what that felt like, or we learned something that we thought sort of defined how we understood our pain or suffering. Some way that we learned to view or stand on pain, what pain is, what pain and suffering is, turned out to not be helpful, okay? It's just sort of a way of learning that did not pan out. Could even be more about, it could even be a way of viewing something, okay, that we really caused us to avoid rather than acknowledge some sort of pain. Okay, something here does not help. A way of standing on something that we learned does not really help. Okay, our pain. Help us acknowledge and go through some sort of pain. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Aries, Leo, Sag, feminine energy, so this might be an avoidance, okay? Some sort of pain that needs to be moved through, okay? Perhaps with physical movement, okay? Whether it be working out, whether it be dance, movement. This is sort of, whatever this pain is, it needs to be moved through, okay? Not just mentally and emotionally. There needs to be, it's asking for movement. It's asking for you to move. Move your body. Get into your body. Move it through the body. Okay? So this could be some sort of pain or trigger that causes us to want to shy away from it, okay? To maybe remain, I don't want to say lazy, insecure, tempt us to be insecure about movement, okay? About being sure of where we're going, what we're doing, and taking steps. It's really about stepping, about actually taking action. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, this is about intention. This is about having the ability to move through some sort of pain. and change the direction of the way things are going in our life, or change the way we feel about some sort of trigger or suffering or pain. This could be a fear of misstepping. This could really just be a fear of feeling, okay? There could be some sort of pain or trigger that comes up through movement. Or confidence. This is a bit like a fake it till you make it kind of energy that is required to move, to acknowledge and move through some sort of pain or trigger. Okay, so this is really about taking the steps even though it doesn't feel good, or it doesn't feel like it's time to do that, or like it's it doesn't feel good yet. It's not going to feel good until it's moved through physically, okay? Change. There's change that needs to occur here, and it has to do with stepping before it's comfortable. Okay? So moving through triggers when they're uncomfortable. Let's write this down. This is, I make the movement now and I will feel better later. I may not feel good while I'm doing this. I may not feel good now. I may not feel good pushing through this. Okay, I have to make the move. I have to take the action. I have to move my body even though I don't feel motivated to do it at this time. Or take some sort of steps even though I don't feel motivated to do it at this time. Yes, the sun energy. So Leo. Yes. One second, y'all. And the Five of Swords. Okay, so this is self-sabotaging energy here, y'all. Okay, this can be conflict. But I feel that what the conflict is that we are experiencing, or whoever this message is for, this has to do with believing that whatever the conflict is within us, whatever the trigger is within us, whatever the pain is that we're experiencing, this is about masking it. And not realizing that we have to move through it. It's not going to feel good until, it's not going to feel good right away. It's not going to feel good while we take the steps to move through it. It really is sort of a little bit of an energy of avoidance. This is the mask that we're giving ourselves, that this is all there is, or that this is always going to feel this way, or that pushing through this feels like it's all about internal conflict. This is that in-between space of it hurts to acknowledge this, or it hurts to move through this, or this is sort of taking the hard route, needing to take the hard route. And it ends up having a light at the end of the tunnel, right? The sun. It feels better later. This is about delayed gratification. When it comes to moving through some sort of pain, trigger, taking action, moving our body, okay, faking it till we make it, being confident now. This is conflict, self-conflict with how it feels in the moment to do X, Y, and Z. Even though it doesn't look good right now, or it doesn't feel good right now. It's not going to feel good at this stage of healing, at this stage of acknowledgement. It's about pushing through the pain here. Through action and movement. Okay. It's a bit like move now, feel better later. What else do we have? King of Cups. See, I can't make it up, y'all. This can be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, masculine energy. It doesn't have to be, though. This is about feeling better later. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the emotional clarity and dust settling. From moving through fear, from moving through triggers, from moving through pain. The feelings, the good feelings, the good vibes, the good feelings, the good vibes, the joy, the light at the end of the tunnel comes later. This is delayed gratification. That is well worth it. Okay, what else do we have? The Hierophant reversed can be a Taurus, and the Nine of Wands upright. So in the past, we committed to something. Okay. We committed to something that ended up breaking our heart, ended up hurting us. Okay, it could be anything really. Something or someone not worth committing to. Nine of Wands, so now we're guarded. Guarded to commitment. Or something that we committed to in the past didn't work out, so now we have stronger boundaries here. We protect ourselves more. So we have broken through the other side of some sort of healing journey, of some sort of trigger that's difficult to move through, that doesn't feel good now, but brings gratification later for facing and moving through. Okay. And now we have a greater understanding and a greater, how do I put this? A greater appreciation for, okay, our emotions, our emotional energy, how we give that, how and when we give that, and how and when we don't. We guard that more, we protect that more. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're guarded in general, but it does mean that it's more precious to us now. Okay. Because it took courage. You see this lion on here? It took courage to move through that process at the beginning that we were talking about, where we could be afraid to move through some sort of trigger or acknowledge some sort of pain or something because the initial moving doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good right away. So now we've gained this courage here that we didn't have before by acknowledging this and moving through it. With the Hierophant reverse and the Page of Pentacles reverse, this is making me feel like somebody This has to do with a way that we learned. Okay, maybe we were taught it in childhood. We do have this this baby on this card here with his mother. Maybe we were taught it in childhood, okay, to ignore our pain or to shy away from our pain, or that things should feel good right now or right away, okay. That what is worth taking action, ooh, this is deep, y'all, that what is worth taking action for, okay, putting time and effort into taking action for, is what feels good right away, or what is safe, and it's not. This was a wrong way of learning, or a wrong way of being taught with that Page of Pentacles reverse. Some of us, this stems back to childhood, okay? Tell me more about this Five of Swords. The Four of Pentacles reverse. This is sort of moving through something, some sort of trigger or pain with grit, okay? Almost with a little bit of hostility, okay? But it's not necessarily, it's not hostility toward anyone. It's grit, okay? It's moving through something with grit. It's gritting your teeth and bearing it, okay? When you start the workout plan, when you acknowledge some sort of emotions and cry, okay? When you go to therapy, when you take whatever action that it is with the King or Queen of Wands reverse to do something, to take this step, even though you don't feel confident in it, or it brings up pain, or it doesn't feel good, okay? Not holding back. Okay, the Four of Pentacles reversed. Or not holding on to that way of what we learned before. To ignore some sort of pain, okay, or trauma. To cause it to, so the King or Queen of Wands reverse can be like laziness, but it could also be insecurity. Shying away, okay, not feeling confident in moving through something or taking some sort of action, or really very much about movement. Whatever it is that we need to do, that we're being inspired to do, is intimidating, right? The pain, the unacknowledged pain is intimidating. We have to grit our teeth, I feel like, is what this is with the Five of Swords, and push through it. Okay, because if we hold back forever, we continue that same cycle of ignoring some sort of pain, not moving through some sort of pain, and then we sort of, or not moving it through the body. It's something like that. Shying away. This message is about shying away. Or no longer shying away. And then what we end up doing is we end up wearing a mask. We could be emotionally avoidant in our relationships. We can miss out on opportunities. We can not go after what it is that we want. We may not even have the energy that we want to have for what we want to do, or where we want to go, or who we want to be, or what we want to conquer. Because we're sort of lying to ourselves that whatever pain or trauma or something that happened from the past is something to sort of, they're showing me like going around it, okay, instead of over the hill, okay, or straight through the tunnel. It's about sort of avoiding it. This is a foundation that we've built, the Hierophant reverse, the Four of Pentacles reverse. With the Page of Pentacles reverse off of something we were taught that isn't necessarily wise. It isn't necessarily it may seem like the easy way out. It may seem like the easy route. It could be a way that we've coped most of our life, okay? If this was taught to us in childhood with that page energy and the sun, with, it could very well have been some sort of survival mechanism. Because we didn't feel safe moving through something in an environment that we were in, or a relationship that we were in, or something like that. It's time to break that commitment. Okay, this message is that it's time to break that commitment. The Hierophant reverse, the Four of Pentacles reverse. This is a faulty foundation, or this is a foundation that was built off of something we learned that actually sabotages us going forward. It may have been safe to wear a mask, okay, in the past, things like that. Okay, so this is about having better boundaries, or this is about breaking through and knowing boundaries now, things like that. Some way that we were taught, the Hierophant reverse, was holding us back, or holding on to a way that we were taught, okay, was stopping us from emotional depth, from emotional maturity, from emotional depth, from true feeling joy and happiness here. Okay. So now you have this confidence, the Nine of Wands and the King or Queen of Cups, the Sun, that you can feel, and you protect that. You can feel it's okay to feel as long as you protect that, right? It was never something feeling an emotion was never something to shy away from, or to not take action on, or it's no longer is. Tell me about the Sun. The Ten of Wands reverse, the Page of Wands. Lots of fire energy out here. Yeah, this was a burden. Wearing this mask was a burden. This foundation, though it may have suited us, okay, kept us comfortable, allowed us to have some sort of foundation that we held on to, or some sense of safety or security. It essentially was burdensome. It works for so long, right, in a situation or in your life, until it becomes more of a burden, the Ten of Wands, than it does protecting us any longer. Wearing this mask, okay? Now, there are masked people who are fake, etc., but we are talking about wearing a mask to ourselves about our feelings or our emotions, things like that, okay? And this sort of frees up your energy. This is new. This is a new way of thinking, feeling, and being about the world, and a new sense of emotional safety. It's a little exciting, right? The Page of Wands, it's a little exciting. It's a new way of seeing the world, of viewing ourselves. It's a new sense of emotional safety. It's a new sense of joy. It's a new sense of vibrancy. It's an adventure. It's an adventure. We've never gone about life this way before. What's the King of Cups? The Eight of Cups reverse. Yeah, we may have emotionally abandoned ourselves in the past. This is going back in time for yourself. You were always connected to your emotions. The Four of Wands reverse. This is that false foundation. Aries energy. Seven of Wands that ultimately we had to overcome. A way of viewing relationships. The Hierophant reverse. The Four of Wands reverse. A way of viewing foundation, relationships, that probably caused us to hold on to people, places, and situations too that were Also hiding under a mask, okay, maybe for more sinister reasons. This was never stability, this was false stability. The Five of Swords, this masked itself as stability or as emotional stability. And all it ever was a foundation that we built long ago to avoid taking some sort of painful actions for ourselves, or taking some sort of action, movement, having confidence in moving through some sort of pain or trauma. What's the Hierophant reverse? Temperance. Now we're balancing this out. Sagittarius energy. The Nine of Wands, the Temperance. So now we're protecting ourselves from false doctrine, the Hierophant reverse, from the past, false foundation and false doctrine, false ways that we were taught, ways in which we held on, things we held on to, ways in which we gaslit ourselves, okay, or situations we gaslit ourselves in that could have felt safe, okay, at the time, but became a burden, the Ten of Wands. So this Eight of Cups reverse, the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, this is really like going back in time for, to take the hand of, or take hold of one's emotions or one's emotional body, one's emotional self, one's emotional depth. The depth has always been there, but there's been, with that Seven of Wands, there's been some sort of false doctrine or way we were taught or viewed, I feel like, out of safety to avoid that, okay. This is transmutation, alchemization of old teachings, old ways of being taught, old things that we have learned, or old things that we learned, okay. This is balance. You have a lot of fire out here and water. Okay, this is balance of emotion and action. And so we have this King of Cups, Queen of Cups in the upright. And in the past, we had the Queen of Wands reverse, or the King of Wands reverse with that Page of Pentacles reverse. We have the Hierophant reverse. So this is about action. This is all about action. This is about adding fire to emotion. This is about being more confident in our emotions and in our ability to protect our emotions and stand up for ourselves, etc., okay, or acknowledging our emotions, and that being something to protect, right, instead of avoiding them. What's the Nine of Wands? The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, protecting ourselves from seeds that were planted a long time ago. See, these were things that, whether you learned them in childhood or you learned them in past relationships or something, these are things that, these are ways of being that would have been around forever. Okay, a commitment to this. The Hierophant reversed, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. A commitment to this sort of comfortable, safe, it feels like. Four of Pentacles reversed. Safe but burdensome. Okay, safe but emotionally burdensome, or way of thinking, feeling, and being, or treating ourselves emotionally. This whole reading is really about a shift in emotional safety and our ability to protect ourselves emotionally. The knowing of that, the understanding of that, the revelation of that, the this Tower here, this is really like blowing our mask off, okay, with the Five of Swords. This is really some sort of shakeup that comes in and says, okay, it's time to let this go, the Four of Pentacles reversed. It's time to drop these burdens. It's time to be an emotional person again. It's time to be an emotional human. It's time to see the world from a place of emotional depth, because you cannot have joy without that, okay, with the Sun and the Queen of Cups. It's almost that we had committed a long time ago, okay, to not taking action in this way, okay, because of needing to feel safe, okay, because of false things we were taught or we learned to be able to feel safe in some sort of environment or situation or something here. So this can be sort of like a lightning strike, okay, the Tower of emotion or something. This could be, if you're experiencing this now, this could be with this Ten of Wands reverse, this could be something becoming so unbelievably heavy that it just sort of collapses, or we collapse under the weight of it. Okay, we're not speaking physically, but we are talking about holding on so tightly, okay, with the Four of Pentacles, that it's conflicting. It causes us conflict. Holding on to, this is all emotional. Holding on to this idea of safety, holding on to this idea that we need to hide this, we need to mask our emotions, or that this is the way, right? The Four of Pentacles reverse, this is like holding on to something, holding on to a way of being, thinking, or feeling with the Ten of Wands that is like so heavy. You know, it's just so heavy, it's ridiculous. It's going to collapse at some point. You know, it's going to, the Five of Swords, it's whether it has to do with conflict outside of ourselves or causing conflict with other people outside of us. It's conflicting on the inside. It doesn't actually feel good. It's painful, but we don't know any other way, so we're sort of holding on and holding on and holding on, and it just becomes heavy, so heavy, okay, so heavy. I don't know, some of you could be tripping over your words here. The Three of Cups, this is about celebration. This is about feeling joy again, y'all. This is trying to go at something the hard way, but not realizing that it's the hard way, because it's based off of some way that we were taught before, or some way that we felt that we needed to push on with something or be for a sense or feeling of safety that isn't really safe. What's safe is this Nine of Wands. What's safe is, this is about feeling joy again. This is about someone allowing themselves to feel joy again. The Sun and the Three of Cups, regardless of the pain, or acknowledging the pain and it leading to joy, because you cannot have one without the other. And knowing that you can always protect yourself. You decide when the gate goes up and when the gate goes down. You decide when the guard goes up and when the guard goes down. But we're robbing ourselves of feeling, of joy. When we rob ourselves of feeling to stay safe or feel safe, we rob ourselves of the joy as well. You cannot have one without the other. But you get to choose. That's the beauty of it. You get to choose with the Nine of Wands where you invest this, who you invest this with. You can always pull out of a situation. Some of us, this is about people, places, and things we planted seeds with, that we thought were going to be around for a long time, or we committed to staying around for the long haul, etc., that were based on this needing to feel safe, these faulty foundations that we taught ourselves or that were taught to us, these false doctrines, the Hierophant reverse, that were ultimately and are ultimately more detrimental with the Ten of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, than they are freeing, than they are allowing us growth. This is knowing, this is realizing and knowing that you are a feeling person. And that's okay. Because it's in your hands. With the Nine of Wands, you decide who gets past the gate, who gets past the wall. And you no longer shrink yourself or avoid these feelings and emotions for a sense of safety or a false sense of safety. So this is a new adventure. The Page of Wands, this is a new adventure. This is really like going back for your inner child and teaching it a new way. And it's more fun, it's more exciting. It's less burden. It leads to a celebration. It leads to being able to connect to people better. And we end with this Six of Wands reverse and the Page of Pentacles reverse and the Page of Swords reverse. So this is, look at this, and the Page of the Ace of Swords reverse. So this is like that way we learned or we were taught in the past. Okay. So it may feel like it was a loss, okay, or it was unsuccessful. We're realizing that this is unsuccessful, okay, or we may feel that this has brought us loss or defeat or something. But things that haven't worked out or things that have been defeated have been for the purpose of observing. The Page of Swords reverse, the lie that we were told. The Ace of Swords reverse, about this way of being, about this sense of safety, that it wasn't always in our hands, okay, who we let our guard down, who and who we don't. This is the great lie that we were taught. That we shouldn't feel. Or this is really about something that happened with that Three of Swords reverse in the past, some sort of betrayal, some sort of trauma that could go way back, okay, with the Page of Pentacles. This could go back to childhood. It kind of feels that way for somebody. The Hierophant reverse, the Four of Wands reverse. This could be familial stuff for someone, okay? How we, the Four of Pentacles reversed. There could have been like commitment or marriage or things like that in our home growing up, etc. But or something could have seemed worth looking up to or could have seemed stable, but it really wasn't with the Four of Pentacles. It's some way that we were taught or we learned to cope, to hold on tightly, okay, to sort of avoid this specific memory, trigger, or trauma or something. And this reading is really about action. This reading is really about action. It's really about confidence. It's really about taking the steps to move forward, to move through things, even though it's painful initially, or it doesn't feel good until later. This reading is about being taught that avoiding some sort of pain because through movement, okay? So you could be the kind of person who maybe like working out because your issues are stored in your tissues. Working out could be, and I'm not a doctor, but working out could bring up trauma for you, okay, to move through. Or this could be about having feelings or emotions in your life, King or Queen of Cups, and just feeling them but not taking action on them, or being afraid of taking action on them, or being insecure about the depth of them, etc. For fear of getting hurt, okay, or for it bringing up that initial trauma or trigger from the past. This reading is about having learned to avoid taking action or making physical movement, or not being confident because of past pain, trauma, or triggers. And sort of going back in time with the Eight of Cups reversed, King or Queen of Cups, to sort of take the hand of yourself as a child and move you through that. To unlearn that, the Hierophant reversed, Temperance, to unlearn that, to let go of that seed that was planted, to let go of that way of being, to put down that burden, because that's not the way it is anymore. To be excited, the Sun, the Page of Wands, about feeling again, or embarking on a new way of experiencing life, a more rich and full-bodied, okay, emotional and joyous way of experiencing life, by just taking that action, okay, taking that action towards someone, taking that action to do the thing, taking that action every day, you know, doing the workout, going after whatever it is that you want. This really has to do with action and insecurity when it comes to action, because of a lie that we were taught, that playing safe meant emotional safety, and not taking some sort of action, or not being confident in taking some sort of action because it will bring up pain. But knowing and realizing that that pain brings joy and a light at the end of the tunnel here. And that you get to feel more and live a more full and rich life, and it's up to you to decide who you let in and who you don't. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you so very much. I hope that gave someone some guidance, some clarity, some insight, some little nuggets of wisdom, or at the least some entertainment, family. If this video resonated for you, like it for your girl, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and I will talk to you guys soon. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay humble, stay grateful, stay loving, stay true to you and the Most High. Bye-bye.